Welcome back to the Urban Pharmacy Podcast. I'm really excited to talk to my guest today, Kuba Misiek. We are going to be having a conversation about health and wealth. And I think that this is really important because the two go hand in hand. So Kuba, welcome. I'm really excited to chat today.
Thank you so much, Stacey. What's up, my beautiful freedompreneurs? So yeah, like Stacey said, I'm Kuba. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this because I think we resonate on the same levels with the health and the wealth aspect, both of us. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Kuba and I just met a few weeks ago in Miami at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. And I'm really excited that we met because we had awesome conversations. We both kind of like vibe on the same level. And it's just, we met and we were like, we got to get this message out. We need to tell more people. So we decided to create this podcast. We might have to have another one later. Let's see how far this one goes. But we want to help.
As we both evolve on our journeys, right?
Yes, as we both evolve, because we were talking before this episode started, and we're both in like this huge transition phase, especially with our entrepreneur journey. So we want to kind of share tips and tricks that will help you level up your health and your wealth. And let's start with health though, because that's the, foundation of being successful in everything in life. So Kuba, I want to know your health journey, and then we'll unpack mine. Mine's a little bit elaborate, but we'll try to keep it simple.
Yeah, we'll basically go like kind of a little back and forth with each
Yeah.
other's journeys. Yeah, so I got into this 10 years ago when my dad, who's here in the picture, peace be upon his soul, he passed away 10 years ago and he got stomach and esophagus cancer. And I started like learning about the body basically. My sister gave me a book called The Crazy Sexy Diet by Chris Carr. Not sure if you heard of it. It's
Yeah.
called The Crazy Sexy Eat Your Greens, Ignite Your Spark, and Live Like You Mean It diet, which is cool because it's what we're talking about now, right? It's like it's not just like health, but it's health to really live a powerful life, like live your best life. And I'm like reading this book, learning about alkaline diet versus an acidic diet. So I grew up on an acidic diet with meat and dairy, processed foods. And now I'm learning about like fruits, vegetables, whole foods that allow the body to heal. And this woman had cancer herself. They said that she was going to die. She had like 12 tumors and she came out of it. And then she's thriving more than she has before she got sick.
Right.
So I'm watching my dad like dying, I guess, in the hospital while I'm learning this. And then he passed away. But even before he passed, I already started making changes and just feeling like a different kind of energy, like a more like clarity, more confidence in my life. But I also went through all this crazy detox. But anyways, that started it all. And then my journey, I don't know how detailed you want it, but it's been like this, up and down.
Yeah.
For like several years where I went through many juice cleanses. Like I did a 91-day juice cleanse, 3-month juice cleanse. I've done several juice cleanses and I was like, why can't I stay on a fully raw diet? So then I thought cleansing was the answer when I found out about juice cleansing. And then I realized like I'm always cleansing, getting skinny, and then I end up not being perfect anyway. So it's like I kind of gave up on all that and I just found a more balanced approach, and I was eating more cooked food and allowing processed food if I wanted, if I was social. And then I felt much better in terms of like emotionally. I'm not stressed. I still feel like confident in life. I could live life instead of like hiding because I don't want to get tempted by food or keeping to myself and stuff. But then I kind of like got too much leniency, and I was really excited because 3 years being in Spain, I'm from Toronto, Canada. I used to go to the Woodstock Fruit Festival every year since 2016, 17, 18, 19, and it would always be like a recharge, reconnect with the community, be inspired, go home, do your best for a year, and then come back to the Woodstock. And like every year you could see how much, I think a lot of people resonate, how much you level up. I would always just see how much I'm leveling up in life. And then 3 years without community, without the festival, I was kind of like, I plateaued and I'm like, all right, I need a reset. And I was so excited to reconnect with the community, do a fully raw week, being in nature, and then my digestion was just like
Yeah.
cleared out so much, and then my energy just like skyrocketed. I felt so amazing, felt so powerful again. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like. This is why I got into it. So that's why I came back to Mallorca in Spain. to do the 40-day raw food challenge, which we're on right now as we speak. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can. I
Kuba
know
and
you
I
joined that.
doing, oh yeah, I'm still doing it. We're doing
Yeah, I'm
raw
doing
for
it.
Lent. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
because it just feels so good. So basically, my approach now is to focus on the raw living foods, but I'm not crazy about being perfect and strict. Like this is a period I'm doing. I call it 90 to 95%
Mhm.
raw to allow for like leniency. And then going forward, it's like it's not like I'm gonna have to have the fully raw title, but it's just like using principally raw foods in my diet is just like the best way to go. But then there's so many other aspects which I know you're about, which we could talk about, which is like
So,
exercise and
yeah,
nature and all these things. But yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I've definitely heard of Chris Carr. I think I asked her to be on my podcast, so she has yet been to be on my podcast. But is
that'd be
her book
amazing.
mainly raw, or is it?
No, she's not even about mainly raw. She's just all about alkaline and whole foods.
Yeah.
So she got me to like switch my white rice for brown rice.
Hmm.
She got me to eat more sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes, and then cut off the processed foods, cut off the dairy, cut off the meat,
Hmm.
and eat more salads, make juices, have smoothies, like have these whole foods, a lot of raw foods, but she doesn't say like you have to be raw.
Oh, right.
She talks about it a bit, but she said something about fruit, and she's like being on all fruit. Leave that. I remember this line in the book. She's like, leave that for the wacky fruitarians. So she wasn't about that. And at that time, I was learning about raw foods and fruit and Dr. Doug Graham, 80-10-10 diet, and all these things. And I was like, wacky fruitarian, I'll show you.
We know a few wacky fruitarians, that's for sure. They're
That's
wacky,
right.
but they're awesome at the same time. Okay, so that's interesting. And I'm glad that you found, I feel like it always starts with like a documentary or a book or somebody in your life that's going through something major that makes you realize, oh my gosh, like I only have one life here. I really need to step into, I need to kind of break free from this
Or
matrix that
people
we're
get
living
sick
in.
themselves, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I guess if we kind of talk about my journey,
Yeah, share your journey. How did you get into it and how long has it been?
yeah, I think it was 2009, maybe, that I saw this documentary called Fast Food Nation, and it had Avril Lavigne in it. And at the very end of it, it showed like cows walking into this like facility and them like slitting their neck and hanging them and like pulling their skin off. And it was like, what? Like I was literally traumatized. I don't know how I never made this like connection of what was going into my body and how it even got there. But I didn't. And with that documentary, I did. And soon after, at that point, I was just like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna have meat anymore. So it started with like animals at first, but this entire like journey has evolved. I then got the book from Alicia Silverstone, the girl that was in Clueless. She wrote this book called The Kind Diet, and it was really macrobiotic. And that's kind of like a philosophy of eating that has a lot of like whole grains and different fermented foods. And it like opened up this new like culinary world for me. There was also a lot of raw food in it. And so then I learned from that book about the planetary issues that were going on with factory farms, and then also the health benefits that eating more plants, that the plant-based diet can do for us. So for me, it took me a year. I don't know. I knew it in my bones. I knew it in my gut that like this was going to be part of my journey to be more plant-based. So I evolved over the year to release from meat, and then to release from chicken and eggs and cheese, and dairy was the very last thing that I gave up. And I'm really glad I did, because I felt horrible from the
Mhm.
amount of dairy that I was eating. Because when I gave up the animal, like the meat and stuff like that, I thought, well, oh my gosh, the only place I'm going to be able to get protein is from dairy. So then I started eating a ton of it, and I felt so bad. I felt horrible. Um,
You ate more dairy than before.
Oh, yeah, a lot more dairy than before. Just because, again, like we've been programmed about this protein thing our
Yeah,
whole life. And just, I didn't think I was going to get the nutrients that I needed. But
because protein is the only nutrient that we need.
because protein, yeah, and little do people know it's in every single food on earth. So, anyways, yeah, it's evolved since then. So I think it's been like 14 or 15 years now that I've been fully plant-based, and it's been an evolution. I had just a very short amount of time where I would have a little bit of the vegan junk food. Like maybe I bought like 1 or 2 boxes of vegan chicken nuggets, but like I quickly realized that we don't need that stuff. We don't need like the faux anything. Like we just need to focus on whole foods, whole plant foods. So
Well, the thing
I,
is, it's different if you're for the animals only or for health as well, you
right,
know.
absolutely,
If you're for
absolutely.
the animals only, you'll be eating a lot of that stuff. But if you're for health, then you realize that stuff's not actually serving your health.
Totally. And if we are, which we're going to get into, like if we're really talking about leveling up and becoming our best version and, rising higher, like we have to release, I believe full-heartedly, and you might disagree, Kuba, but I fully believe that we have to release from these foods that we've been programmed to think are actual food, like this processed junky, regardless if it's vegan or not, like food that our body literally is just not designed like for. Our cells, our gut knows immediately that these are not like whole natural foods, and it literally takes the way that we show up down. I
Yeah,
believe,
100% agree.
yeah,
I think I'm like, if you eat it, you're out with friends or what it happens, enjoy every bite and just like be conscious about it.
yeah,
But avoid it at all costs if you can. Like
yeah.
it's literally plastic or whatever it is. It's not food.
Yeah, yeah, it could very well be like plastic. I mean, like there's just a lot of weird stuff out there that people are eating. And food that is stored in a ton of plastic, like and heated in plastic and put into aluminum cans. And that just brings up a whole other issue with environmental toxins and stuff. So, but
Mhm.
I just wanted to mention, like along this journey of mine, I've done raw. I've done, periods of raw food. I haven't really done long-term juice fast. I think 3 days is truly the longest that I've done. I
Three
fully,
days is a great.
yeah, I love food. I love food. And I will be the first to admit that I don't want to go any longer. Like I like to eat. So that's just my own choice. But I bet that if I went longer, I'd probably have some major spiritual awakening. And I'm sure I would go through some really big transitions and shifts in my life. But um, personally, I'm at this point now with whole food plant-based eating that I've found from experience with clients and from myself that so many people, Kuba, are stuck in this thing that we call the pleasure trap. And I say we, meaning there's doctors out there, and now I say this, we're caught in the pleasure trap. And what I believe is is ailing so many people, and why our 70% of our nation, 70+% of our nation is overweight and obese, is because people are stuck in this pleasure trap where it's not just the food anymore. It's not just the whole plant foods. It's the oil, it's the salt, and it's the sugar that we're adding that makes people not be able to stop. So like you said, when you went and you had something, you had some of the processed stuff and the comfort foods and whatever, but then you just started eating more and more and more. Like it's actually something happening in our brain and physiologically that we crave more of that food because all we want to do is survive. We want the high calorie, high dopamine foods.
I think also in our gut, it like
Oh yeah.
it our gut gets used to it and wants more of the same.
100%.
As
What's
long as we don't
happening?
clear it out, it's still in us, it's gonna want more of the same.
Right. And personally, I have had gut issues for a long time since junior high. I think it was just the stress of junior high, to be honest, and also my diet. That a lot of the eating the plant-based foods has helped, and you are spot on with the gut microbiome. The more
Yeah.
crappy processed foods that we eat, it feeds the bad bugs, and we have 38 trillion bacteria in our gut. And if we're feeding it junk, then the bad bugs will literally proliferate. And then the good bugs will get smaller and smaller and smaller in population. So it's incredibly important that we can like visualize that. And we want that army in our gut. We want that, you know, fruits,
Like a
vegetables.
robust microbiome in our gut, like these
Yeah.
healthy bacteria to take over. And
Yeah.
I want to speak on, like you mentioned, the juice fasting, like it might help you have these spiritual awakenings and like next levels of your journey. But for most people, I do only recommend a 3-day juice cleanse, unless maybe now you would be ready, Stacey. You've been on the journey for a while, but just a 3-day juice cleanse reset, but focusing just on getting more whole foods and raw plant foods to build that microbiome. Because I really like Lissa and Nate's approach, Raw
Yeah.
Food Romance
Right.
and Raw Natty Nate, because they don't really promote juice cleansing and stuff. They just promote getting more raw whole foods from a variety of plant sources, and they're really building like healthy gut microbiomes.
Yep.
That's what allows us to flourish. That's like they say the gut is the second brain, right? Like we nourish that, and then that nourishes our brain and our whole bodies. And
Totally.
so and if you mimic nature, like nature is like so diverse, and there's like all these bacteria communicating, and all the plants, they're all alive, and all this stuff happening. Like if we can make our guts like this Garden of Eden,
Yes.
like we'll be so much more robust in our bodies, and then we'll have this beautiful place to host our spirit, and then
Yeah.
our minds will be sharper and clearer. Just yeah,
Yeah.
so the gut microbiome is just like a foundational piece of health. So
It truly is. It's so important. And, you know, regularity, detoxing on a normal basis, it's normal. But a lot of people out there are struggling with I mean, we're getting into constipation now. Let's just talk about that. Like, people don't realize that they're walking around with like stagnancy within their gut, and that actually is just feeding dis-ease. So, eating more fresh and raw fruits and vegetables can just be like a nice reset to get things moving so that you can actually feel like you're thriving and not just surviving anymore. So, I know Kuba, you have you actually have a resource that people can get right with the juice thing or
yeah, I
like
have a 3-day
cleanse.
juice cleanse actually. Yeah, I have
Okay.
a 3-day juice cleanse ebook, and it's perfect because it has a week. It tells you how to prepare for a week coming up to the juice cleanse, how to do the 3-day juice cleanse, and then how to properly break the juice cleanse for the next couple of days, because that's just as important as the cleanse. Because if you cleanse and then you go to like eat pizza for the first thing, you're gonna take away all the benefits of the juice cleanse.
Yeah.
And then it's got shopping lists, sample recipes, and then a sample meal plan for like the 3 days, like different juices you could drink. So you could just follow that. So it's a
That's
really
awesome.
informational book, and it's really just like a short cleanse. I'm not pushing you to do anything crazy long. Just try a little reset, and then set yourself up to have a holistic, like a wholesome, nutritious diet after that.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
And you
Well,
have one as well, right?
oh yeah, actually. So if people want, it's not raw. It is just whole food, plant-based, free of added salt, oil, and sugar. So it's just, you know, whole plant foods that you can make into comfort recipes. So there are 14 different comfort recipes, and we'll put both the links to the juice cleanse and to the comfort food recipes down in the show notes so that you guys can grab them and you can also be on our newsletter list so that we can help guide you toward your health and wealth in the future too. And like we said, it just really does start with feeding your body optimal foods so that you can show up at your higher version. Because if you're not feeling well right now, you're never going to be able to really manifest that life that you want.
Yes, and I love that. I love that we resonate with that to like leveling up in life. I've been really about that lately, especially. Like I've been leveling up these 10 years, but these past couple years are just like exponential by realizing other components of leveling up, not just diet. So How
Yes.
about how about Stacey? What can you speak about that? Like what's some other aspects of life that you find important to leveling up?
Yeah. Well, I created 5 pillars for my brand called the Urban Pharmacy. And they are body nourishment, belief system, honoring earth, mind body connection, and success environment. So I love that you said, Kuba, that it's not, of course, it's just not the diet. Like it's many aspects of our life that we need to take a bird's eye approach, like a bird's eye view, and kind of visualize. So of course, body nourishment is going to be feeding ourselves optimal foods, making sure that we're, eating filtered or drinking filtered water, like all the things that we're putting in our body and also on our body. That matters, body nourishment, that needs to come at the top of the list. But then belief system. Now, people they can take this into a religious aspect if they want to, or they can say, just belief in self. Like, where is the mindset? I think that you can take a dual approach with that and have your spirituality and religion, but also the mindset. Like, do you believe that you can actually have the life that you want? How many limiting beliefs are coming into your mind every single day? And are you actually going to listen to them? Are you going to succumb to these red light stories that come our way on a daily basis because X, Y, and Z, or maybe somebody said, oh, you can't do that. Or maybe we had a hater comment on our post and, all of these things that can come and derail us. Where is the mind? So the belief system, I think, is a pivotal piece. It's another foundational piece to holistic living.
A big part of that is how we grow up, right? Like what our family conditioned us with, what our environment, our friends. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And like, yeah, I mean, I highly doubt my mom will listen to this, but God love her, like she's the type of person that like worries. So if I bring up,
That's my mom as well.
I think all moms are like that. I'm like that with our son too. I try not to be a helicopter mom, but if I see him like struggling in the lagoon, like I saw him at Woodstock, even though he had his floaties on, I'm like, dude, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be able to come across here? Or do I need to go and get you? Like, I try to make sure I try to not be that worrier, because what I have found is that it really did make me like, my ideas that I would bring up to maybe my mom, like she would be like, well, but this could happen, or, oh, but, well, could you get hurt? Or what if this happens? And it's just like, wait a minute, wait, we've got to like break free from that. So a lot of this belief system is looking at your past and looking at the people who have been in your past and how you've been molded and shaped. Yeah, so good point bringing that up. And then also, so now we're in honoring Earth. This is the next pillar. I believe that we need to get reconnected to our home. Like, I think that people are super disconnected right now, these days. And, I'm on social media all the time. Like, we're living in an AI world. We're living in this, this whole new world right now, but we are not connected enough to our earth. We are not putting our hands in the dirt and growing our own food enough. We are not breathing the different, biomes of nature. We're not getting outside enough. We're not literally putting our feet on the ground and just getting reconnected and reducing our stress. I don't think people understand that some of the best medicine is free medicine, and just going outside and being in nature can be transformative to their life. Because we're just in these like boxes. We're just living in our homes or our apartments, and there's toxins in the paint and like in the carpet. Like we just don't realize how bombarded we are, and we just need to get back outside. So honoring
And
Earth.
also
Yeah.
with all the technology, like all the electricity and all the Wi-Fi radiation, all these things,
Oh,
we're constantly being like our nervous system being a little shocked. So
totally.
nature helps to ground us, especially if you take off your shoes and your bare feet and you go on the earth. It just like takes all that energy down. Like in electricity, you have like a grounding circuit,
Yes.
right? Like grounds the electricity. Otherwise, you could start fires or whatever. So if
Right.
we're never grounding, we got this like fire in us that needs to be put out sometimes so we can be calm down and like stabilize our energy, our nervous system, let the body repair. And
Yes.
that is important, like to sleep properly and all these things.
It's so
And at
important.
Woodstock, like that's why I felt so amazing, because we were in nature all day. Like you
Right.
mentioned the lagoon, your son swimming and stuff. Just like getting sunshine, barefoot, chilling
Yes.
outside, eating raw foods. It's like nothing better than that.
It's nothing better than that. And like in an ideal world, we would all be able to gather and we would all be able to live that way all the time and make a ton of money. Would that just not be like the best? And it's very possible. I think we're getting there. We're all inching our way there. And like, we're going to figure this out eventually.
We are. I could just speak about it later, but you made me think of a book that started this whole journey for me, besides like the health thing, a spiritual
Mm,
book called The
cool.
Celestine Prophecy. I'll just mention it, but
Yeah.
we're basically fulfilling the Celestine Prophecy as we speak.
Ooh, cool. I got to read that one or listen to it on Audible because I'm a better Audible
Yeah,
person.
one of the essential messages is that we'll be able to have so much more time in the future because we don't have to work as much. And that's
Mhm.
like, I think AI plays a role in that.
Right.
So that we have time to meditate and be more spiritual and,
Mm.
talk to the plants and nourish them
Yeah.
as they grow by giving them love, not just water, sun, and whatever, these kind of things.
Yeah. I am a big like gardening and plant lover. If anybody ends up following me from this episode and they're inspired, just know that we have a farm and we grow organic crops. And like, this is just essential. This is really important that people like get reconnected and ground. And like you said, Kuba,
The urban pharmacy, right? Is that
yeah, the urban pharmacy. I mean,
urban?
like we can heal with the earth. It's happening. So, and it does a lot more than just nourish our body with food, but also, like you said, Kuba, just literally getting grounded. It actually helps our body shift into what we call parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest. And it gets you into a point where you can assimilate your food better, where you are out of that fight or flight and where you're not burning through cortisol all the time. It's just all these little things that we can do that are free if we just go outside, plant some seeds,
Yeah.
and get connected. So the last two pillars that I teach people are mind body connection. I used to be a Pilates studio owner, so I found the power of mind body connection in like 2005 maybe. I was always an active kid, but I didn't find like yoga or Pilates until, you know, I don't know, my late teens. And that completely changed my life. Just taking a moment, like you said, to meditate or to breathe or to like connect with my core or to think about certain muscles that I was using, um, you know, and Pilates really won me over and I am obsessed with it. But there's tons of different mind body connection techniques that people can practice. I believe that they need to practice some form of mind body connection every day. And it can be something as simple as taking a few minutes to breathe intentionally, or it can be something like going on a run. Somebody might have a really great mind body connection at that point, but it's time that we stop and think about like our body and actually like give thanks to it and breathe into spaces that we don't think about breathing into and like just get connected. Mind body connection. What do you like to do? Do you like to meditate, Kuba? Like what are I know you
Yeah,
like
I
to.
like to meditate,
Okay.
but I've disconnected from my daily sadhana. Like I was really into it with Sadhguru.
Mhm.
Even when my dad passed, I got into Sadhguru. So I had like the pillars of the health thing, but then also the spirituality thing was an important pillar early in my journey. And I got into meditation. I finally learned how to do it. So I was doing a 21-minute practice every day. And it was cool because it wasn't just sitting silent. That came at the end of it, but it had breath work in it, like rapid breathing. It had like breathing through one nostril at a time.
Right.
So this Kundalini aspect. So it had all these aspects. So it was really meant to like ground you, but also to energize you.
Yes.
And my intention is to get back into that ASAP. But in the meantime, what I like to do is Abundance Meditation by Deepak Chopra. It's like 15 minutes a day for 21 days. And really like he talks about a certain aspect of abundance. And
Mhm.
then we do a little bit of repeating a mantra for like
Mm.
5 minutes with your eyes closed. And I've been really into that lately.
I want to go to one of his retreats.
Deepak Chopra,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But
If I
yeah,
find if I find another one, I'll let you know and maybe we can all meet up there.
yeah, let me know because I've never heard of his retreats. I've only
Yeah.
been to like Sadhguru's events.
Yeah, it's like all plant-based food and then meditations and I'm like, well, let's go.
Yeah, amazing. But when
Yeah.
I was doing the 21 days minutes a day
Mhm.
meditation from Sadhguru, like I could notice it's just another thing that's helping me stay energized, just
Can
like more
you
clear.
spell that for me? What is it called? Sad Guru?
Oh, Sadhguru? Yeah, you could look up inner and engineering. It's like he talks about engineering with from within.
Okay.
Sadhguru is a popular Indian like mystic guru. So it's S-A-D like sad, H-G-U-R-U.
Oh,
Sadhguru.
okay.
He's very famous.
Okay. I don't know how I didn't know that. Wow.
Now you do.
Now I do. Um, so mind body connection. And then the last pillar that I think is like, I mean, I think they're all almost equally important, truthfully, Kuba, but success environment. Okay. Environment can be so many things. Environment, I've spent lots of years talking about like environmental toxins, kind of moving away from that as I evolve in my brand and my messaging. I mean, not that it's not incredibly important, but I've gotten that message out there. Now, we all need to like be aware of the things that can be altering not only our mind, our gut, but our entire being in terms of environmental toxins. But let's talk about people. Let's talk about our success environment and people. This is why you and I are talking here, because at least I believe that you're part of my success environment. Hopefully you feel the same way about me, and that, you know, we are just one or two of the 1 to 200 people that we should have in our tribe to really become our best version.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that way. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we connected.
Well, same here. I mean, I was just so excited. Like when we met, I was like, dude, we've got
Outside the sugarcane station. And
outside.
I noticed like your vibe was like more stylish because at Woodstock like it's quite the hippie vibe. People are like
It's very hippie.
not naked, but just like free in
Yeah.
nature. Like,
Yeah.
and then you were kind of stylish. I'm kind of stylish, I think, and we like
Yeah.
connected. So I think like part of entrepreneurship and being successful, I like that vibe of like
Right.
being fresh and like,
Right.
feeling and looking good, not just in my
Absolutely.
body, but like how I dress my body and I felt like we had that vibe too, which I think has to
Absolutely.
do with success as
It
well.
has to do, yeah, that is part of your success environment. Like literally your success environment is like everything around you. Like how are you showing up? What type of things do you buy that you have in your house? Like are you buying nicer things, or are you just buying a whole bunch of crappy things, like cheaper things, like what
That
type of
that break
lifestyle?
easily and yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like is it gonna be the hundred, and I'm not knocking anybody's blender, but like, and everybody has different financial things, but like, are you gonna invest in the high like quality blender that is going to be there forever for you? Or are you gonna get the crappy one because you don't know if you're gonna be maintaining this healthy lifestyle for very long, right? Like it has to do with like so many things. Yes, how you present yourself, how you show up, and then the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, that's so key. That's the most important part.
I
People.
mean, and you like, so let's get into your journey now, like with entrepreneurship. And how do you feel like your entrepreneur journey has changed in terms of how you're like surrounding yourself, like the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Has that made a difference for you?
Yeah, huge difference. Now I only want to be with people who are about leveling up,
Right.
especially with entrepreneurship, but and in any aspect of life, but usually with entrepreneurship, that's why I vibe with the most. Like that's the language I'm speaking these days. That's the language I want to speak with people. So I don't like to waste my time with hanging out with someone just for fun, like for no
Right.
reason, like unless it's already a good friend of mine from like when I went home for Christmas. But I'm not really interested in making friends that don't vibe with me on that level. So now I have this amazing, powerful team with contempreneurs and Ted Carr. A lot of people know Ted Carr, but he's been famous in the raw food world. And our team has been like growing and expanding, our sales team, our coaches and everything. And just all these like hungry go-getters, people who want to level up. And it's not just business. Like we met in Mexico before Woodstock. We had a retreat.
Mhm.
And every day we're like training we're going on audiobook walks, first of all, the first thing in the morning. So we're saturating our brain with other entrepreneurs who are teaching us the way. Then we're going training. Then we're doing like ice baths. And we're doing all these things to level up in our personal life so that we can come better into our business. And I
Mhm.
just love hanging out with them so much. And then I came to Woodstock. Woodstock's like it's also people leveling up,
Mhm.
but it's like more of like a hippie vibe. So when I first arrived, I admit I was a little bit like like I was
I
a little bit
know.
shocked. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't in that energy for a few years, and now I'm in
Yeah.
this like more one of my teammates calls it more like a savage energy,
Yeah.
you could say, like get it done.
Right.
And so it took me like a little bit to adjust, but I was like, I want to hang out with my team. So I spent half the time hanging out with my team and half the time hanging out with my friends at Woodstock
Yeah.
because I just love hanging out with my team and going to the gym, just like discussing stuff. It's like discussions are always bringing more value to our lives. It's not
Right.
just to talk about passing, just to pass the time, you know, it's like
Right. Like I
everything's
don't,
with purpose, you know?
yeah, like I mean, I'm almost 40. Like I'll be 40 in a year. And I just I just don't have time for
If you
small
didn't
talk
say that,
anymore.
no one would be able to tell. But
Oh, thanks.
yeah,
That
exactly,
means a
right?
lot. It's the raw food is helping. But yeah, and good beauty care. But truthfully, I just there's just no more time for that. And if we really want to get to where we're going, and like I think everybody has, well, I can't say everybody. Most people who want to live, want to continue living, have visions and dreams in their mind. And I believe fully that they are placed there for a reason. I don't believe that they are placed there on accident. If you can dream it, if you can visualize it, you can do it outside of like flying, I mean, we can't go and fly. Like, let's be real. But like, let's be realistic about these visions and dreams, right? Like, they can happen. And if
Dude,
we're
it's planted in us for a reason. Yeah.
there, yeah, and if we're playing the small game by living the life that we've been living, and it's not to say that you can't just like that you should just cancel people out of your life. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but it's really important that you find mentors and that you find, a coach, and that you find other people that are doing what you want to do better than you. Like, it's something that I find has been so pivotal in my life, and it just is game changing, and that's success environment. So those are the 5 pillars of holistic living that I believe are.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned finding someone that's doing what you're doing better than you, because that's how you learn. They're the ones paving the way for you. So you gotta like soak up their wisdom as much as you can.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So, all right, let's talk about entrepreneurship a little bit more. Let's get more into money. um have you been somebody that's always worked for yourself?
No,
No.
I've been I've been someone, I make a great employee, but
Mhm.
like I've worked many jobs, but I've never stuck to one 9 to 5 for a long time. I
Mhm.
always was like avoiding it.
Mhm.
And then I would work construction and stuff with friends or family just to avoid the 9 to 5.
Right. Just to
Yeah,
avoid
so
the 9 to 5. And
yeah,
when
yeah.
did how did you find entrepreneurship? I mean, was it straight through TED? Like, is that your first?
Yes, through Ted Carr, yeah. Through By coming to the Woodstock Fruit Festival, by being so passionate about the lifestyle and wanting to connect with my tribe, with community. And I went to Woodstock Fruit Festival 2016. I met Ted and we connected over meditation. So it was heavenly sent, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Because we were bunkmates and he would come in while I was meditating every day and like say some beautiful word. And then one day we meditated together. And then like the next year after that, we got closer. The next year after that, we got even closer. And then I ended up in Miami because I wanted to escape the winter and just be on my own doing the raw food lifestyle, cleansing my body and things like this. So I had quite the journey. And Ted ended up telling me that there's a 10x growth conference. So this was 2019, February. Oh, it's February now. It's like a anniversary.
4 years, yeah.
4 years. Wow. So 4 years ago, I got into it. Yeah, and then he's like, come with me to the 10X Growth Conference. Grant Cardone is hosting it, and all these cool entrepreneurs. Jesse Itzler, who
Oh yeah.
he eats fruit till noon. Yeah, yeah. And he like connected with Ted on Instagram.
Oh, awesome.
I think that's why Ted went. And then we just went and I was soaking up this entrepreneurial energy. And Ted literally just launched his business to help people set up their own online business. Because he was selling ebooks, coaching, doing all this stuff in the health space. He
Mhm.
was quite known. I was following him. And then he started teaching people. So at that time he came, he asked me to like, he was doing webinars for his first high ticket program, which is very low ticket now. But
Mhm.
at that time, like that's how we started. He's like, you want to come on these calls and just like make sure there's no trolls or anything.
Yeah.
Then I came on the first one and I bought his program. I was like, I want this.
That's
And I was
funny.
doing it, and we were hanging out in Miami for a few days, and then he went back to Canada and like started the program. It's like a 4 week thing, and I just learned about like creating funnels. I signed up with ClickFunnels, did a challenge, built the funnels, and making content and all the behind the scenes of the internet online marketing world. So that's how I got into it. I was in this entrepreneurial flow. And then I went back home to Canada and I like lost that flow and like being back home at my mom's and all these things.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I came to Mallorca, I had to come, speaking of environment, I had to leave that environment back home to come to a brand new environment that I don't even know, just to be somewhere a little warmer than Canada,
Yeah.
on my own, fresh start kind of thing.
Hmm.
So then I like one day reconnected with Ted. I was like, I need to come back to the community. I know they do these like regular calls and stuff. And ironically, or interestingly, I came on the meditation call he did on the weekend.
Hmm.
So like reconnect with meditation again. And he's like, I'm launching like a brand new program where we sit 2 days with someone, set up their entire business from scratch. Do you want to be a coach on the team? I was like, yeah, I would love that. It's amazing. That's like it's a beautiful opportunity. And then so we that's been like 2.5 years ago that we just been growing that business. So
Yeah.
thanks to Ted, I learned all the behind the scenes stuff. Was doing a little bit myself, and then he brought me in like full in with his team, trained me from like to get to the next level. And now we've been helping people. And now it's like so natural online business and entrepreneurship. Speaking with entrepreneurs is so fun. We were talking about this, I think, before we hit record, that it's just so nice talking with entrepreneurs and like that language, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think let's talk a little bit more about the language. What is a funnel? What is a funnel for people who don't know what a funnel is? I want to
that's a
help
good
people.
question.
Yeah. People need to know.
Yeah, funnel is like a modern website, you could say. So
Mhm.
everyone knows what a website is, where you host you know, maybe like your contact info, something about yourself, your programs, everything's in one place. Whereas a funnel, picture a website that's just one page. So all you have is one action to take on that page. And that could be a landing page. It's basically like a landing page that leads to your funnel. So you'll have a landing page for, it could be for anything, but for example, let's just say your free ebook, like how we have a free ebook. So if you go to my free ebook, you'll have a landing page, you put your name and email to go through my funnel. That triggers an email automation in the background. Another page pops up that could just be thank you for joining, for getting this ebook. Like, by the way, check out my community. Or that could be, hey, by the way, I also have this thing that costs some money. If you want to buy it, you could buy it. So that's called an upsell.
Yeah.
And that could have like another upsell page for something else on the funnel. You might have something that like an order bump where you just click a check. Like, do you also want to add this like 1 hour coaching session with me, for example?
Right.
So it's
Right.
just this like place where you can host one or two things that just makes it a no-brainer. Like each page is just one thing. People know like that's all they can get on that page is like they're signing up for the ebook. The next page, there's a $27 course you're selling. That's the only thing they have the option. Either buy that or say no thanks and move on.
Right.
Whereas a website has like so much going on and you don't know sometimes where to buy the product even. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. A funnel is just like there's lots of different ways that you can get people into your funnel. But if you're an entrepreneur listening to this, just know that it's a really great way to build your email list. And once you can capture somebody's email list, it's like now you have a warm lead versus them just being a cold lead that is watching you on social media. Now you have ways to yeah, you can have a full-blown funnel where it automates different emails, on a drip, like at a certain time, like day after day after day. Maybe it's just two emails. Funnels can look different for everybody, but the whole point of it is to get people on your newsletter list because that turns a prospect into somebody who is now more warm to purchase whatever you have to offer.
Yeah, exactly. And like I mentioned, there's the upsell pages in the funnel,
Mhm.
which someone might just want the free thing and they don't care about the upsells. Then they get your emails over time. You're nurturing that person, you're giving them more value. And then in the emails, you can remind them about your other products. And then one day they might buy those products.
Right, right. And you have something that can help people you have an ebook that can help people with their financial situation, right?
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk about that.
basically to learn how to set up your own online business and how to make money on the side. So basically you could travel, you don't you could be remote, you don't have to be stuck in one place. So I talk about building funnels and building community and all these kind of things in that ebook.
And what's it called again?
It's called How to Make 5 to 10K a month traveling as
Traveling
a coach.
as
Yeah.
a coach. Yeah. And we'll make sure to link that below. And it's funny because I was actually chatting with my coach last week, and by the time I air this podcast, I'm sure that this will be available. I have
And I'm
another,
guessing that's your like business coach?
yes, I have,
Mhm.
yeah. Yep, my business coach. I am because like Kuba and I said, like at the beginning of this, we're both kind of going through like this big transition where like I'm personally transitioning from an old network marketing brand to a new one. And I'm also going to be working on a low cost membership versus what I used to have, which is high cost. I think they both are valuable, but I'm going to be leading
I
in.
talk about I talk about that in my book too, like the having a high ticket and a low ticket
Yeah.
membership. Yeah, yeah.
I think you can have both, right? Or you could have a low ticket membership and then a high ticket mastermind, right? Or a
Exactly.
high ticket, there's like lots of awesome ways to do it. But
Hmm.
um, I am going to have another freebie linked down below this. It's called Get the Glow Up, because in my network marketing business, I deal with helping people level up their beauty and level up their skin and their confidence through internal support and also using awesome waterless products. And I have this new course. It's a video course called Get the Glow Up. So I will link that below so that people can grab it. It's just going to help you level up your gut health. You're going to learn about different foods that help you with your beauty. You're going to learn about different things you can do like skin exfoliation and what type of products can work good for your skin. And that will be free. So I don't know how I forgot about that, but it's going to be available. So we're going to link it down below. Um,
Because you said you're in a transition and you're going from like
yeah,
your old network marketing
yeah,
business to a new one. So
yeah. And you know what? I think that, and I don't think that you and Ted, and I don't, a lot of people in the coaching space, they're not necessarily working with network marketing people yet because they don't understand network marketing. Um,
yeah, tell us about network marketing because first I just want to share to you, tell us about the good and then about like the bad perception that people have.
yeah,
I almost got into it when I first started the online business stuff, when I was interested in it before I met Ted, before I got in with Ted from Arbonne. My friend tried to invite me and I freaked out because I was like, I'm not gonna be like promoting beauty products. This is not me, you know. But I considered it later down the road actually with the company Purium
yeah. I've seen you.
because
I've seen
because I really vibe with it. I'm like, these products are pure. They're like supplement kind of things for a raw vegan lifestyle. And I was
right.
like, this I could picture because I'm passionate about the product. And then if
Totally.
someone else wants to join the team, like that's another thing. It's not like I'm focused on just trying to bring my family and friends to make money or whatever, like I'm actually passionate
100%.
about the product and I want to grow the company. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that, I mean, you could call me a serial entrepreneur if you want to, but I believe that I believe that, and if you read books like saying, people who are millionaires, which I'm not saying that's my goal, but I would like to make, over $100,000 comfortably on a consistent basis. I've done it before. I'm gonna do it again. And
Hmm.
it's going to happen. So like, that's what I want my life to be like. And that's where we're going now. So I believe that a lot of the times people should have multiple streams of income. Um, and maybe not putting all of their eggs in one basket. Uh, so I started off as a Pilates studio owner, but found network marketing, and I made more money with network marketing. So I was able to sell my studio and be home with our son and create my life by design, and then become a nutritionist and do other things and start this podcast and stuff like that. So I think network marketing is one of the coolest things because It's just like affiliate marketing. Like you said, you found Purium, you like these products, right? It's you basically
Yeah, and
find
I
a
do a
way.
little bit affiliate on the side, like Daily
Yeah,
Green Boost I affiliate because I love Daily Green Boost.
exactly. Exactly. So, and I think that, and I want to talk to Ted about this too. I'm trying to get him on my podcast because I want to talk to him about money. I want to talk to him about, his tips and tricks. But I think, and I'm just going to plant the seed for you guys. I know you guys are super focused on helping people that want to create their own product to sell,
Yeah, like
but
their own coaching service.
their own coaching service and stuff like that. But you could, if you ever wanted to, like, it could also be you guys could help people maybe in a low ticket offer or something, whatever, to help network marketers build their business too. Just for example, and then I'll tell you the good and the bad. The glow up freebie that I'm giving you down in the show notes. This is to build my network marketing business. This is not to build, my coaching business or my nutrition. This is to build my network marketing, because what I'm going to do is get the people that give me their email. They're going to, in return, get this free course that's going to help them level up their beauty. It's going to help them level up their confidence from the inside out and the outside in, using the products that I use and also using the lifestyle that I promote. And in turn, people will then become interested in the products that I sell. And I will be able to not only grow my sales, revenue from that, but also potentially find teammates that want to do this with me. So, yeah, that is just, I don't know. I wanted to just tell people, like,
Yeah, we could definitely help with that. Yeah, go on.
yeah, you can grow a network marketing business kind of the same way that you would if you had your own offer. It's just a little different because at the end of the day, you are selling a product that somebody else created, just like affiliate marketing, right? Like, and you could sign up in network marketing and just sell, and you could just get your 25 to 35% and be happy and make, I just chatted with a new teammate right before you and I got on, Kuba. She said, I just want to make $1,000. And I said, okay, well, you're going to need to sell $3,000 every single month, or you're going to need to sell, a couple, maybe $1,000 or so, and have a few people join your team. That's going to help bump your paycheck up. So essentially, essentially what network marketing is that you're selling a product and you're getting commission for it. And if you choose, you can also build a team. And then you will make money on the people that join with you. And it's really awesome, and it can create financial freedom. And it's really, it's a way to get into entrepreneurship at a really low cost, without having to put thousands of dollars into creating everything from scratch. You already have the business basically built for you, and it's just up to you to share it. That's the good part about it. I mean, it can really create an awesome, uh, you know, financial flow for you. I also will say the other thing that I love about network marketing to add to my entrepreneurial like portfolio is the fact that it gives me community. Because as an entrepreneur, like I mean, you have a team that you get to work with, Kuba, right? Like you're an
We
entrepreneur, but
all, we
you
also
also
have our
have a team.
community, like it's so key, like not just our team, but the community that people are joining every day. So like
Right,
we get
right.
on calls together and we help our community with their content, with their giving them feedback on the stuff that they're working on, you know? It's just
Yeah.
this beautiful community of like-minded people.
Right. That's amazing. And so for people like maybe myself, if I'm just like doing one-on-one nutrition calls, right? I want to have a community outside of that like that I can work with, right? And it's really important to me. So my network marketing team is my community, and like I'm able to serve them and help them figure out how to better their business, how to, make more money, how to make a bigger impact. So those are the good things. Now, the bad is that everybody has probably been spammed by some network marketer in their messenger. And it doesn't even have to be network marketing. It could be like,
I was gonna say
anybody
that's from anyone.
from
Any
anybody that's trying
online
to sell
business
something, right?
entrepreneurs
Like,
is like there's gonna be someone spamming.
yeah, but I mean, network marketing, there can be some people and some leaders that will be like, okay, we're just gonna get people. Well, first off, you don't get people. You offer this opportunity to people, and this people that come into this business are actually real human beings. They're not numbers, okay? So we can't treat people like numbers. Like that's one of the bad things that I feel like network marketing has done, at least in the past. Maybe it's evolving a little bit, but like this business is not about just money. This business is about helping people like transform their life and their health. And so don't be the spammer. Like if you were to ever become a network marketer, or if you were to ever sell your own product, don't go spam people and be like, you have to buy my pink drink because it's going to change your life. Like actually you need to show up and serve people and help them understand how their life can transform if they were to purchase your product, right? So anyway, also you said, we were talking earlier about like,
But you have to like believe in the product.
absolutely. Yeah. If you don't feel aligned with the product, which is actually why I left my old brand after leaving, or after being there for 8 years and building a big organization, I just did not feel aligned anymore. And like I couldn't, you can't show up with purpose if you don't feel aligned. So you have to love what you are using, to be a successful network marketer. But also network marketing has been called a pyramid scheme. And like you and I were talking about this, Kuba, before we hit record. Um, it's no different than any business that starts with one person. So, for you, like Ted started this contentpreneur thing, and you are so blessed to be able to work right alongside him, right? And like to be on his team.
Mhm.
And that is in turn going to be able to serve people that then purchase the products that you guys offer. And
Mhm.
network marketing is literally the same thing. This man named Thomas Lamel, who is from Germany, he started this brand 20 years ago. He healed himself with the olive tree. He created these beautiful internal and topical products that are all based on the olive tree. And then he decided to build stores in Europe. So he has multiple stores in Europe. And then he said, let's make this a network marketing opportunity in the United States. So they did that, and they came over to the United States just a little under a year ago. And now it's an opportunity for people to be able to share these products online, right? And it's no different than any type of organization. But people have gotten this really crazy bad reputation about network marketing, saying that like people are going to steal money, or like that you have to purchase a whole bunch of products every month in order to stay in the business. And that's not the case. Like if you ever find a business that said that, you probably should not sign up because it
Mm.
could very well be like some sort of weird scam. So you need to do your due diligence and like do your research and make sure you're working with reputable brands.
Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. Like with my feelings with the Purium was like, wow, this is a beautiful brand. They make sure everything's pure, it's
Hmm.
raw, alive, it's high vibe. And it's like
Right.
I like the product. So I'm like, I align with them.
Right.
Maybe I won't want to network market with them because I'm already doing my own thing.
Right.
But maybe if I got into them, maybe I would down the road. I don't know. But I would
Yeah.
actually support them because they actually have a good vision.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I feel so thankful because my network marketing income gave me the income to then invest in a business coach, which she then helped me, shift my mindset and create my website and start my podcast and,
Mm.
start getting my message out there and create offers and get clients. And, like without that income, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I want people to like drop the stigma, of thinking that like something from an MLM or a multi-level marketing brand is bad. Like Purium, for instance, people could probably find products that are similar to Purium out on the market, but oh my God, they would have to do so much research, and it would probably be from so many different brands. Just one product here that would be good in this product line, one product here that would be good in this product line, right? Like where Purium is
That's
like a
so true.
one, yeah, like it's like a one-stop shop where you can find all of these amazing things for different issues that you might be dealing with health, that are going to help you up level. And it's just right there. And it's
Yeah.
exclusive to the people who sell it, right? And it's the same with like what I sell. Like people could probably find waterless beauty out on the market, and for this anti-aging, or they could buy this olive leaf matcha, maybe online, you could do that, but is it organic? Is it, have the same standards, right? Like you have this offering of this one-stop shop to help people.
Yeah, and what you're making me realize is network marketing also helps you find that easier because the influencers that you love are promoting it,
Yeah.
and you trust them because they're all about whatever the company is aligned with. So for me with Purium, it's like they're about raw foods and purity, like the influencer. I trust them and they're promoting it. So it gets the word out easier because people will promote it that you trust. And then like other influencers will promote it and it gets promoted more and more. And
Right.
this person's like, here, just go to this one place, this one company and get this whole package of products. So you don't have to do your research on your own from all these different sources.
Totally. Yeah.
And then it
It's
grows.
exciting.
Network marketing helps that grow and reach more people. So more people can shop with ease for something that's pure in all aspects, like all the products, instead of searching for things separately. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes a
I will
lot of
also
sense.
I want to say one more thing too. If like people, there has to be some network market, or there has to be some entrepreneurs out there that are listening to this. So I want to tell people this. It has been really cool to be able to offer different things. And some coaches will say, no, you have to have one offer. And my current coach is saying that, like, I have to have one thing that I'm selling, and that's the only thing that I'm staying focused on. And for me, that's really hard. And I think that that could be an amazing strategy, and it can get people from zero to, where they want to be in a really rapid way. But then they could expand and have other, streams of income. But what I will say is that having my wellness membership and being
Hmm.
able to serve clients that way has automatically funneled people into my network marketing business. So these people who are buying my services to help them level up their eating and their mindset, they become my client of my network marketing business. And some of them also become my teammates, right? So my business is growing because of that, and vice versa has happened. So people who buy my products from my network marketing or are on my team might end up becoming a member for the other things that I offer, right? My services. So it's been
Exactly.
a really
Yeah,
cool thing.
we actually we tell people because we help a lot of beginners set up their
Mhm.
business,
Mhm.
and we tell people just focus on this one thing, like your
Yeah,
business coach is telling you, just focus on this one thing. For now, like for at least three
for
months, six
now.
months, like
Yeah.
focus on this one thing. And that's what it seemed like you did. You had this one thing for a while and
Yeah.
then you branched out. So like once you're successful with this one thing, then branch out. Because multiple streams of income is so key. And
Yeah.
having like, so if you have your high ticket coaching program, why not also have your low ticket membership where you're getting just like monthly income coming in extra? Like that's great. But if someone's just starting and they're trying to do both, it might be hard to juggle it and then they might burn out. So it's
Yeah.
better to just pick one and just focus on that avenue, make that successful, and then branch out. Definitely, like over time, you have to branch out. Plus, over time, as you grow, you could delegate more things so you
Yes.
can handle more at once as you build
Yeah.
your team. Because alone, it's like nearly impossible to try to do all these different things alone. Like you're gonna have to delegate and build a team. So alone, it's easier
100%.
to focus on one thing to start.
Absolutely. And you're very right. And I got really mad and I was like, ugh. And so then I was like, well, he's right. So what I've decided is that, like, at least for the next 6 months, my sole focus, I mean, it's February 2024 right now. My sole focus is to get back to the income that I want with my network marketing business. That's going to be my focus for the next 6 months. I'm going to be talking a lot about that. And then I'm going to be building out my new membership thereafter. But
That's what we're about with our team. We met in Mexico in January. We're like, all right, let's just everyone for 6 months, this is what we're gonna focus on.
yeah.
Everyone's focused on their own thing. And then we're gonna strategize for the next 6 months.
Yeah. So awesome. What else have we not talked about? What have we not covered today, Kuba?
Well, I was going to ask you something.
Sounds like an awesome question.
Yeah, we talked lot about cool things. Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, yeah, this is a good time because you mentioned the 6 months. Like, so what do you envision going forward with the Herban Pharmacy, like your
Yeah.
personal business alongside with your network marketing business? Like, what's the vision for Stacey this next year? Like, where do you see yourself at the end of the year?
Well, it's a good question. So I'm trying to figure out currently who exactly I'm going to serve with my new membership. I'm not sure if I'm going to be focusing on like food addiction or if I'm going to be focusing on the holistic living approach that I've been teaching for the last several years, but just have it in a different way. But my goal, let's just like get clear, let's put some numbers out there. With my network marketing business, like I said, I'm going to be focusing on in 6 months, right? The next 6 months at least. I mean, it will be always there, but going hardcore with that. I will have at least 150 people on my team. Currently, we're at about 50. So I plan to triple that. And then, I want to be making a solid, let's put numbers out there. I want to be making a solid $6,000 to $8,000 by the end of this year monthly from network marketing alone. And that will give me the opportunity to, did I say a year? $6,000 to $8,000 a month.
You said a month by the end of the
Okay.
year.
Yeah. And so that will then give me the money that I want to be able to outsource what I know I need to build the most epic membership. Because I've done memberships before, I've done offers before. I didn't have enough help from the outside world. I tried to do it all on my own and I got burnt out. I need to have that money to be able to outsource so that I can serve people in the way that I want to, which is through a holistic, healthy lifestyle, probably with a big focus on food. And I also want to be able to expand our farm business. So long term, I want to be able to make healthy, whole plant foods for our local community and have a Pilates studio on our farm. And if we don't do that, I would rather move somewhere warm. So I don't know.
Okay.
That's like, we got all these visions going on, but that's what's going on in my mind right now in 2024, February.
So it's
What are
like you
your,
have like a pathway to
yeah,
like a vision, but like a possible outcomes, but you're heading towards a certain
yeah,
direction.
yes,
If it doesn't work on your farm like you wanted, you'll go somewhere warmer, which is cool.
yeah,
But it sounds like the main thing is to build your community, like your own community. Sounds like you're really passionate about that. Do you
yeah,
mind if I give you a tip slash plant a seed that you
let's
can,
do it.
we don't have to get deep into it, just have it in your mind as you build your community. You were talking about like holistic health you want to focus on, and you said a big part is going to be food. I just want to plant the seed, like think about the end result that you're getting people. Like what will people pay you so that they can have an end result that's highly desirable? Like what do they want? Because
Yep,
eating better, people don't care about that.
right.
They want the results of eating better. They want to slim down. They want to have a sexy body. They want to have more energy, whatever. So just think about the end result you're offering your people in your community, and that will bring
Yes.
people into your community and grow it better.
Yes. It's that hyper niche. Thank you, Kuba. You gotta
Yeah.
think, and I think that, can you tell people about the importance of that? Like thinking about the person that you are serving, and I'm just really glad that you told me to like get my mind right with that, because sometimes I do get
Yeah,
swirled,
because it's so important because
you know?
when you're serving a certain people, giving a certain person and you're getting them a certain result,
Yep.
you're known for that. And then people will come across your page and be like, "Oh, Stacey can help me
Right.
with whatever the goal is that I have." But if
Yes.
it's just like holistic nutrition, like what does that mean? That's like people
Right.
like, "Okay, I don't know what that means."
Right.
So you have to, the more niche down you are, the more people understand that you can help them and
Yep.
the more you could charge for your programs.
Yes.
So it's super
What
important.
is the
And
hyper,
I rec
what's
yeah.
the hyper niche? What is the hyper niche that you're focused on right now?
For me, I'm focused on basically
Yeah.
entrepreneur people
And
that
helping
want to be
them
able to
make,
travel and make money while they travel with their online coaching business.
yep, making money and
Personally,
traveling.
personally, yeah. Whereas with our business with Ted, we're helping just basically like average people become entrepreneurs and start making 10K a month with their online coaching business. So it's not niched on travel, but I'm more niched on travel myself because I'm traveling all the time and I'm bringing my work with me. I'm working with clients like from Switzerland and Poland. Florida, Mexico, you know, it's like
Right.
you can make a living while you're just from your computer while you're moving around.
Yep. Yep. You can. I love that. I love that. And that just brings me to the point that my coach told me I need to get more niche down. Like you said, Kuba, like holistic health, that's great, right? Nutrition, great. But what is
What does that
like
even mean?
out of the holistic health, like what is the result that they're going to get? Like, are they going to, I really, think helping people find their ideal body weight is so important. But I also think there's a lot of things. So that's why I don't have a niche right now with my membership, because I don't have the clarity yet. I think it's going to take some meditation. I think it's going to take some grounding, might take a little bit more raw food. I need to find that hyper niche as I evolve my brand, because it's been holistic living for 3 or 4 years now. And it's time to
Well,
evolve.
think about your story. Start with your story while you're meditating, maybe journaling, reflecting. Think about like, what's your story? What got you into it, and
Yep.
what's the result of that? Like, what were you suffering with?
Right.
What did you discover? And then how is your life now that you discovered that? We call that the brutal before, the divine discovery, and the now wow, like 3 parts to your story. Because
Yep.
then you can help the people who are in the brutal before that you were in before
Yep.
get to the now wow that you're in. So like what's the result that you got that you can give these people that want that same result that you got?
100%. Yep. I believe that from our deepest pain, we can help the most people. So good.
Exactly. Yeah,
Kuba.
you asked me about my vision. So I just want to quickly
Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
summarize, and because I also want to mention one important thing that you mentioned with your business coach. So my vision is to pump out a lot of content, really optimize my content game. I hired a manager recently so I can have more presence on different platforms as well,
Mhm.
and to help more people, and also to bring more people into our program so we can help them launch their own coaching businesses
Mhm.
and get more success to our clients. Because the best feeling is when our clients are successful. Like that's better
Yeah.
than even the money that comes in. And then since you mentioned numbers, my goal is to hit a steady 20K months by the end of this year. But the thing is, I don't like to focus on timelines specifically. I just know I'm gonna hit that. Whenever it
Right.
comes, it comes, but I'm just gonna keep going until it happens. Because if we're into like manifestation and stuff, we know, like you said, creation or whoever the universe puts things, a desire in us for a reason.
Mhm.
That's because we're meant to manifest that desire. And as long
Yeah.
as we know that, you said belief, but beyond belief is knowing. When you
Yeah.
just know it, you'll do it eventually. All you got to do is keep going until it happens. The only
Yes.
way you don't is if you give up. And what's the point of
Right.
giving up when you could just keep going?
Yes. So
And
good.
and one
So
thing I want to mention is that very important for you listening out there, Stacey talks about her coach that she hires, helping her. Where people hire us, we help them. I invest money in people to help me as well. It's like if you really want to level up in your online business or in life in any aspect, you have to pay someone to help you. Like hire the person who already knows what they're doing to help you do that faster. Like that's just a really important takeaway.
so important. And we'll leave it at that. Find a
Yeah,
mentor, because that's what we do. We're here to help you guys. Make sure that you follow both Kuba and I, and that, you continue to draw inspiration and level up your life. Kuba, thank you
exactly.
so
And check
much.
out the resources below so
That's
that you could level up your life and connect with us and join our communities and so that we can help you as well.
absolutely. All right,
Thank you,
friend. Well,
Stacey. That was
awesome.
so awesome. Really cool connecting with you again.
You too. We'll talk soon.
Yes. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.